Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Another top 10. This is my top 10 favorite films of the 1940s, which essentially became another Disney list. Sorry in advance. There were a lot of movies that I hadn't seen, and there were a lot that I had seen. They just happened to be Disney movies. So, sorry. If you don't like that, make your own damn list. It's my opinion. Sorry. Um, and I had to take into consideration films. If it's films that I haven't seen, right, I can't put them on the list. So, for example, honorable mentions go to Casablanca. Never seen it. I've heard it's one of the best movies ever. The Wolfman. I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the Universal classics. I've only seen like bits and pieces here and there. It's The Wolfman and The Great Dictator with Charlie Chaplin, which is crazy because at the time of its release, we were so neutral in the war. We hadn't taken a stance against or for Nazi Germany. So to release a film like this in the States was like basically saying like we don't like you without us officially taking that stance. There were a lot of people that did not like Nazi Germany, and a lot of other people were complicit. It sounds very familiar to how it is nowadays. Like, oh my God, it's not that bad. Shut up. Shut up before they take everything away from us. Um, I do think look at this list because I have some of this not right. That one's off the list. Okay. That sounds about right. Okay. It's the ones that confuse me are those ones. Okay. Um the package films. So there were a lot of package films during this time. Luckily they're near the end. I did get those right. One, two, three, four, five, six. All right. And then I know that for a fact is lower. Yeah, right there. Um, really? Heyo. I thought that was lower. All right, now it's correct. Okay, so this welcome to my top 10 favorite Disney films of the 1940s. Actually, there's one that isn't Disney, and we'll get to it momentarily. Um, Another honorable mention goes to some films that I have seen but didn't make the list. Citizen Kane is one of the best movies ever made. Blah blah blah. It's really good, but kind of boring. Um, I had to take it off the list. Like I'm looking at these other films and I'm like, I don't know, but I can't put Citizen Kane above these films. I just can't. Also, The Three Caballeros. Sorry, it is my least favorite Disney movie of all time. If you haven't seen my Disney list, how can you hate that? You racist. I love Hispanic people. I do have Hispanic blood, so please don't come at me. I just thought it was a less letter to Latin America, and it was just very weird. So without further ado, here is here it is. Here it is. The top 10. Number 10 is Fantasia, Disney's longest film ever, and you feel it. It was the longest film until Zootopia dropped, and just the runtime, like it's so much more, like so much, so much. It feels much more effortless. That's such a weird sentence to construct in my head. It's easier to get through. Zootopia is than Fantasia. Fantasia is like, oh my god, dude, I respect it. Um, Big time respect for this film, and I understand why people love this film. I don't. It's pretty far down my list. In the Disney category, it's number 10 in the 1940s. Number 9 is The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Mr. Toad. We're gonna have all the package films here, so sorry. Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad's fine. Sleepy Hollow, and then The Wind in the Willows, whatever the fuck it's called. Cool, fine. Make Mine Music, a bunch of different shorts. Melody Time, have fun with. I think there's like 2 things there. Fun and fancy free, awesome. So we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Saludos Amigos, The Love Letter to Latin America. Beautiful film. I actually really, really, really dig that film. Number 4 is Bambi. It's the most adorable Disney film until halfway through the movie, and it took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize, like, oh, that's the point. Like, adulthood isn't adorable. Like, it's showing you, like, there's just a stark, really bad thing that happens, and then you become an adult, and then it's not as adorable. And then at the end of the film, Bambi has a baby, and it's adorable all over again. It's kind of poetic. Kind of. Kind of. Number 3 is Dumbo. I thought Bambi was higher than Dumbo, but I guess I liked Dumbo a lot more than I realized. Dumbo, like, made me and my wife wince when we watched it together. She was like, I can't believe they're, like, the ringmaster is, like, being so abusive to this animal. It's such a striking visual, and literally, the music sucks. The music's ass. We'll talk about the music eventually. I'm currently compiling every Disney song ever and making a huge list, like I did with the WWE music. So that's Dumbo. Dumbo's number 3. Number 2, Pinocchio. I love Pinocchio. Always have, always will. It's a very dark story, and that's what I love about it. We need more darkness in kids' movies to teach them, like, not everything is hunky-dory. Not everything is, like, happy-go-lucky all the time. It's not how it is. Oh, let kids be kids. Well, do you remember being a kid and seeing a frightening film, and now as an adult loving that film, or even loving it as a kid and then growing up with that love for it? Would you want that taken away from you? Do you think it should have been hidden away from you because you were a child? I don't. Pinocchio is a great cautionary tale to fucking let your conscience be your guide, or you're gonna get turned into a fucking ass. You're gonna make an ass of yourself. Number 1 is not a Disney movie. So, people that don't like Disney, sorry. People that don't, you should have just done one Disney movie, and then you should have done the other movie. You should have had Citizen Kane in here and somewhere. And look, this is my opinion. Number 1 is It's a Wonderful Life. I love this film. I think I talked about it in my top 10 Christmas movies of all time. It is such a beautiful film. It makes me so damn emotional. If a movie makes me cry, I'm sold, and a lot of them do that. Because I am the film optimist. So thank you back. Thank you back. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Thank you for supporting and all that fun stuff. What are your top 10 films of the 1940s? What's your favorite film from the 1940s? Is it any of these Disney movies? Is It's a Wonderful Life, Citizen Kane, Casablanca, The Great Dictator? Is it anything that I didn't mention? Because there's a bunch of Frankenstein movies again, and the Monsterverse is... They talk about the MCU is dead, and oh my god, what are they doing? Back then, they were like, monster. Oh look, we haven't had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in like a year. Have it again. Like, what the... Why? Why are we doing this again? Because I can do it better. Like, what? Can you imagine if nowadays someone was like, I'm going to make a movie about Martin Luther King Jr. Here you go. That's a really weird comparison. I don't know why I went with MLK. Something that's not... Dune came out, right? Let's do Dune. Not Martin Luther King Jr. Let's do Dune. So they made Dune, part 1 and part 2. Let's say someone else was like, I can do better. And then they, like, get a massive budget and they make Dune. It's like, we just had Dune. Why are we adapting Dune again? And those movies were good. What are we doing? Like, most people agree those movies are good. What are we doing? I can do it better. Like, all right, have at it. Like, what? Thank you guys again. It means a lot. All right, bye.